Things ended with you guys. The long awaited story. You guys have been begging me for the story. So I've been touching on it here and there, but never fully told the story. And I thought this would be the appropriate time. Okay, cool. The overall story. So I met new guy at a mall and Lucia. That's why I always say you'll meet these men everywhere and anywhere because they are out here hunting for women. You don't have to look for them, they will consistently find you. And then our interaction was a total of 7 to 8 weeks. That's literally how long we dated. And in the 7 to 8 weeks, we probably saw each other a total of 4 to 5 times, because he was just back and forth sorting out his movement. Well, his move. Fast forward the day, so the first interaction, I think I've mentioned this on the page. The first time he actually came to my house, it was after my Johannesburg trip. He asked me if he could come and see me. He said if we could meet. I said no. He asked me if he could come and see me, and I said, yeah, go ahead, come and see me, but I need a latte. Can you find a latte? That was me just introducing the dynamic that I enjoy having someone do things for me. And then I was specific with the type of latte that I wanted, which made him have to work a little bit harder just to get the latte. Eventually found a place where he bought the latte. He called me. He was like, I'm here now. I'm just getting the latte that you want, and then I'm on my way. So he arrived. He saw me. I was in a long dress. I wasn't done up, honestly. I was just home. You could see that I was comfortable in a white dress, and I didn't put any makeup. I was tired from my trip, from my drive. But that dress was set up in a way to make someone curious. You know how men, if you don't show off too much of your body, they're constantly curious of what's under the body. And then fast forward, after he left, we hung out for like 20-30 minutes, and then I was like, I'm tired, I want to go. And then he was like, all right, no problem, I'm going to call you, so maybe we can do something tomorrow. Next day, same day, he leaves and he texts me later. He's like, oh my gosh, you were looking so innocent, but I've seen your legs. I think he's seen it on a WhatsApp story, and he's like, why are you wearing long things? And then instantly I sent him a picture of a dress. I was like, you know what, since you really like my legs, we should definitely get this dress, and then next time we hang out I can wear this dress for you. He said, say less, when can we get the dress? When do you want the dress? I said, when am I seeing you next? He was like, tomorrow. And the next day he arrived with the dress. Fast forward, we met at my country club at the golf course, and usually I always say during the courting stages, they want to do the most. He wanted to pay for my bill. He wanted to pay for my golf lessons. He was literally just all about, what do you need? And this is the time where you get them to spend the most before they get comfortable. All right, we hung out. He gave me the dress and he tried to kiss me, and I turned my cheek. I was like, you need to be patient for that. From that day, he was on my phone. He was just thrilled and excited by the fact that it was a push and pull. Whenever he's not around me, I wouldn't even answer the phone. I'd text him when I'm ready, etc. Another thing, when he gave me the dress, I was like, oh my god, absolutely loving the dress, etc. At this time when we met, I was wearing my golf outfit. He thought it was completely adorable. Right after then, he called me the next day. He asked me what I was doing. I told him basically I was getting my hair, my nails done, and he was like, where, what time? I need to send you some money. It's for maintenance. Just me requesting him some coffee, and then right after asking for the dress, it was just him showing the type of woman I am. And I was at a point in my life, at a point in our interaction, like it was too soon for me to be attached. So I didn't care if I never spoke to him again. If he said no about the dress, I would have been like, all right, bye. I would have blocked him. Fast forward, it becomes like our routine for him to send me hair money and nail money. And then the second time we hung out was when we did a coffee date, a breakfast date, I'm sorry. I had workouts. After the workouts, we met out for breakfast. Those are the only type of people that I meet out for breakfast, people that provide me money. Then I can do a breakfast date. And he had meetings the rest of the day. So we did a breakfast date. He then asked me where to from here. I told him I need to get some groceries for home and get some gas. He then followed me to the gas station. And no. I didn't tell him about the gas. He was upset about that. But we went to the grocery store and he got me some groceries. Fast forward, it became our thing. And then I ended up telling him when we met the second time, he's like, so what do you do for fun? Like, I told him I was in social media and I'm obsessed. Actually, I didn't tell him on social media. I just tell him to guess, and I never gave him a direct answer. And he was then curious about the dresses because he saw the dress I was wearing that day. He was like, "Oh, you have pretty dresses," and I'm like, "Yeah, I collect dresses." So he was like, "Okay, I want to help you collect dresses. I want to buy more dresses for you." That's how it became a thing for him to buy me dresses. I think I ended up collecting anything between 5 to 7 dresses. First forward, we met at the mall. I had a whole story time about that. We met at the mall, but he was not expecting me to meet at the mall, so he acted like he didn't see me, but he was on the phone. I explained it in detail in the story time on my page. Then we hung out, and then I ended up going to his place. He asked me if we could go to his place. At this point, we were talking about for maybe 3 weeks. At his place, we kissed a little bit, and he tried to take me to his bedroom. I was like, no, that is not how this works, and I'm gonna go home now. Would I recommend going to someone's home that soon? No, but he was slick about it, so that's why I'm like, be focused with these men. Cool. Fast forward, he gets upset that day. He doesn't call me the rest of the day. He calls me the next day, so he's like, "Are you angry with me?" I'm like, "Why am I angry with you?" And then he was like, "Cause you haven't spoken to me all day." I'm like, "Well, you don't call me. You didn't even check up on me if I got home safe." And then he was like, "Well, I felt like you rejected me because you said no to SX." I'm like, I've known you 3 weeks. So why would I even give you that? That's you asking for a lot. And basically my tone of voice, I was like, no, that's not how I move. In my tone of voice, I was basically like, you don't have to be here. You ain't gotta be here. You can just leave and let other people enjoy this. So, anyways, he apologized. That's the day I washed my hair, and he was like, also you were upset that you didn't even ask me for hair money, and I was like, no, because you didn't call me all day. And then the next day, I went to the mall to look at more dresses because he had told me he's going to play into my dressing up, and buy me more dresses. So I went to go do more research and find more dresses and took more pictures. Fast forward, so he bought me the 2 new dresses, the magenta one and the cream one. Then he left. I think that was now around the 31st of December. He left. On the 31st, he was supposed to see me, but ended up not being able to see me because he was just back and forth. And then he sent me money to buy a new dress and to get my hair done and my nails done for the 31st. We spoke on the 1st. He was like, I'm heading back to this province that I live in, but I will be back the first week of January. And if you don't know, around that time I was supposed to be leaving South Africa and heading back to the United States. So something happened at home, pushing my trip back to the 18th. Dude came on the first week of January. So that week he didn't send any money. But in my head I'm like, okay, he's coming here, so he's most likely going to check up on me to see what I'm doing, how I'm doing financially. Dude arrives, I wear my cream dress, we go out for dinner, we have drinks, we have a good time. Then he says to me, "Oh, okay, do you want to go back to my hotel and we can just have drinks there?" I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever." So we get to the room. I don't know what's in here. So we get to the room, we're chatting, and okay, of course he tries to kiss me. At this point, I had made up my mind that this is not gonna happen. I don't want it to happen. This is my body. He hasn't spent enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna give you this. And even if he had, I'm leaving. And I'm always telling you, girls, try to talk less, and that's why I was able to hide the fact that I was not based in South Africa, because I let him talk. I made him feel like he was in charge of the relationship and that he was leading it. Little did he know, I had a bunch of tricks up my sleeve, and I was just literally just calculating him and how he was moving. All right, so I ended up saying, no, I gotta go home. And he was like, yeah, you're right, it's getting late. So I chugged a bunch of water because we were drinking so I can drive home. I got home, he calls me at around 11. He's like, hey, listen, are you able to come back here? I'm like, no. He's like, please, I came here specifically to hang around you. I promise you I'm not going to bother you. I'm just going to lay down. I just want you next to me. I'm feeling lonely. I was like, absolutely not. Why would I drive from home and come all the way there? And he's like, no, you don't have to drive. I'll send a car for you. I was like, I'm absolutely not leaving my mom's home at 11 p.m. No. And then I'm like, and oh, so he initially had wanted me to sleep over, and I was like, one of my pet peeves is actually wearing the same clothes over and over. And he was like, maybe we can go to the mall the next day. I was like, no, I want to go home. So I had planned to see him the next morning. We were going to do breakfast, take a walk at the beach, and then possibly go to the mall. I don't remember the exact detail. I don't remember what he said on the call. That just pissed me off. And I was like, no, I don't want to see you again. I think this is it. So I wrapped it up. He was heartbroken. He didn't talk to me for like 4 or 5 days. Then he sent me like a message on, so you're really gonna allow us to break up? Bruh, I didn't even know we were in a relationship. What the fuck you talking about? So from that point, it was a push and pull between him spending and me giving him sex. I was not willing to bow down. My body's very expensive, so I constantly try to break up with him, and all he was saying. So he was basically saying, if we're going to be in a relationship, there's certain things he's expecting. I'm like, I haven't even known you for 8 weeks, for 2 months. I'm not giving you anything. You don't have to give me anything, but I'm not sticking around if you're not giving me any money. This is not how this is going to work. It's either you cough out the money and I'm going to eventually give you what you need to when I feel comfortable, or we ain't got to do this. So I broke up with him the day I got on the flight. We didn't speak. And then I reached back out 10 days later. Hey, so we just need to talk. At this point, I was just like, no. Oh my God, how can I forget? Between the day he was saying I was come back at 11 is the day I started suspecting that he has a wife. And then the couple of days later, after he didn't call me for 5 days, he called me on the fifth. He contacted me on the fifth day. That's when he told me about his polygamous status. So we tried to speak 2 or 3 days when I was here in America, but I was so out of it. And then eventually just woke up one day and I blocked him. I was not willing. So that in total from from January, early January, when we were fine, up until it was a period of 2 weeks. I gave him 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, I was like, I can't do this. I don't know this man from anything, and nor do I owe him anything. So what he's not going to do is be on my phone for free. And that's just how it ended. I don't know where he is. He's probably still trying to contact me. That's not my problem.